It is sad and a bit pathetic to see Hollywood types desperately trying to figure out why they keep bombing, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars or anyone else, because they just can't accept that normal people are never going to like it when they try to turn weirdos and perverts into the good guys and invert good and evil, getting it upside down and backwards. They deceptively call this inclusion, but unless you're in the infinitesimally small minority of weirdos, perverts, and people who can't tell the difference between good and evil, you can't relate to it at all. You were completely excluded. This is why they keep sucking and bombing, and they should be taking note of what other studios are doing. If you want to know how to make an Avengers movie, watch The Asylum's 2015 Avengers Grimm. It's everything Universal's failed Dark Universe could have been and wasn't, everything the Marvel and Star Wars universes could have continued being just by respecting the source material and getting the value system right. A bunch of delightfully culturally iconic public domain characters from Grimm's fairy tales, done with a dark and gritty twist, assembling Little Red Riding Hood and an assortment of princesses to do battle with Rumpelstiltskin and his army of evil thralls. No elaborate backstory is needed. We are plunged immediately into some action because, of course, we have a passing familiarity with the characters, even discovering the unique twists along the way and their superpowers unique to this universe. Well, they make sense. There are cool life lessons along the way, like jealous Little Red Riding Hood, learning that it isn't all that luxurious being born a princess because it comes with great responsibility. A neat team of women with obligations to their people, their ancestors, their kingdoms, their realm. Red Riding Hood, a commoner, seeking justice for all those who had been slaughtered by the wolf. Even an absolute peak self-sacrifice to finally stop the bad guy and save the world. A team of all-women heroes and a few men who learn from their example. Yet you can barely notice this because nobody stops to scream any current-day politics at you or shriek about social commentary. These are heroes. They're all about duty, loyalty, sacrifice. Now don't get me wrong, I really like The Asylum and their work as a studio, but this is a low-budget production. The story takes place mostly in our world, which also saves money and resources. The performances are all over the place, from adequate to excellent. This is not the glorified cosplay of some of the early Sci-Fi Channel productions, but it also lacks the bombast of their most recent kaiju films in like the Ape franchise. The real genius in this is the storytelling, doing more with less. The way these characters are finessed together to form a backstory from folklore, built into a team to save the world, to tell a timeless human story. This is all you needed to do to make more great Marvel and Star Wars movies from existing decades of stories from comic books or the extended universe to glean from. Avengers Grimm is the sort of story that fires your imagination to imagine more. I'd love to see a Marvel-sized production budget version of stories like this, but you could make this story with shadow puppets and it would still be meaningful, because they know how to capture the standard moral tale and how to tell it in cool, new, refreshing ways.